Hi, I'm Lucy Reimer.
And I'm Kathy Davini.
And we're here with your Bradley Beat. So, Big Friday today.
Friday Festival.
Friday Festival. It's the first one with a Jimmy Buffett band called Ula.
I'm excited about the music and being outside and bringing snacks and drinks and enjoying the evening.
Yes, absolutely. So if anybody out there watching or listening wants to hear a little free concert, Jimmy Buffett Tribute Band, you can go to First Street Square tonight. That starts at what? 7 p.m.?
Mm-hmm. 7 to 9.
7 to 9 p.m. And then next week, of course, we've got a big weekend at the museum. We have got Missoula Children's Theater. We'll be there. It's our first summer camp of the year. So big thank you to the Bachman Foundation and to Jackson Furniture and to the Arts and Education Business Committee from the Cleveland Bradley Chamber of Commerce. My goodness, what a lot of words to get out of my mouth. And to our friend Sherry Brown for making that possible for us to provide camp to 100 children for free. And that's not just Missoula Children's Theater, that's also Bike Camp and the Creative Discovery Museum at the end of this month.
Well, let's hear some important stuff. How was the birthday party?
Oh, it was good. We played laser tag. We're talking about Elise's birthday party, by the way.
Yes.
Yes. So Elise turned 11 last week, and we had a birthday party, and we had a sleepover. And you turned 11 last week as well, too.
11 times what? 6. Not quite.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Don't overage yourself. You're only as young as you feel.
Well,
so
that's a good thing.
You had a good time too, I take it.
Oh, yes. I try and have a good time every day.
Yeah.
And my friends, and you've heard me say this
Yes.
1,000 times, you sleep when you're dead.
You sleep when you're dead, yes. And I would say that you really do live that mantra.
That is
You are the busiest person
thing.
I know. Like Kathy's always going and doing somewhere, and I'm always saying, "How do you have the energy to do this?"
Well, my thing is my body is so used to going at this speed that when I slow down, it gives me a headache.
Oh dear. How do you sleep?
I don't sleep a lot.
Oh.
I don't sleep a lot. Now, my friend Milan, which you know Milan,
Yep.
he sleeps 12 hours a day.
What?
And I don't know how he does it. So he sleeps half of his life away, and that just pains me because he's so fun and full of life, and I hate that he sleeps that much.
I think my back would hurt.
He literally sleeps 12
hours a day. Well, you know what? His other 12 hours, I'm sure he packs twice as much in as everybody else.
He should.
Yes.
He should do that.
He should.
He's opening a new
Breakfast.
restaurant.
Yes.
And we need to get him on for that because that's going to be fun. It's mimosas and eggs, and he has been really researching all of this. It's a breakfast brunch
Do you think he'll bring us a mimosa?
I think he will.
Ooh.
I need to get him on the schedule.
Yes, get him on the schedule.
So they're working on it. You know, it's
Yes.
over by Food City.
I think everybody's probably seen the pretty, like they've painted or chalked some.
Have they? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, on the windows. It's a pretty little picture there.
Oh.
Yeah, on the
And
windows.
Champy's is coming, which I'd love for Champy's to come talk to us because
Yeah.
I can hardly wait for their rooftop bar.
I know it does look fun.
Outdoor patios. I'm excited about just that space.
Anywhere that you can go and be outside.
Yes, I love that.
We love those places. So there is a lot coming up this week, but we have today a guest, Betsy Basset, from the Ocoee chapter of the Tennessee DAR. I can't get all these letters
It's
out
so
today.
long.
It is so
Which is
long.
why they go by DAR.
Yes. And they're such an active group in our community. So she's coming to tell us about some special things they have going on and then make a presentation to the radio station as well. So that is exciting.
It's always good to hear what they have going on because there's so much. You can only focus on the next week or 2 weeks because there's always so much on their calendar.
Yes, I know.
And I love that they do so much stuff at the museum.
They do. Such great supporters. So we will be right back with Betsy Basset from the Daughters of the American Revolution.
See you in a minute.
See you in a minute. And we're back with Betsy Basset from the Daughters of the American Revolution, or the Ocoee chapter of the TNDAR. I said it right. Okay.
Welcome back, Betsy.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Well, we're so happy to have you. That the Ocoee chapter of the DAR has been such a huge supporter of events at the museum and given us so many great ideas for programming and
very
special projects that we're always happy to have you on to hear all about what y'all have going on. I don't think people realize how much the DAR does for our community.
Well, I'm glad to be here, and I'll start with just sharing something that we had happen just a couple of weeks ago. We were celebrating Colonel Benjamin Cleveland's birthday.
That's right.
So we had the birthday bash out at the statue with the SAR and the Chestuie chapter of
the SAR is the Sons of the
American Revolution, and the Chestuie chapter, as well as the Ocoee chapters of the Daughters of the American Revolution. So it's kind of fun that the SAR brought to our attention that they had been in some of the classrooms and were talking to students about Colonel Benjamin Cleveland, and many of them didn't realize that he was actually a patriot in the American Revolution. So we said, okay, well then let's draw some attention to what our city was named for and that sort of thing. So that's what we did.
Well, that's fun.
It was fun.
So
we had
give us a little bit of history, because I think, from what I understand, is Colonel Benjamin Cleveland didn't have anything necessarily to do with this area.
Correct.
Correct?
So named in honor of the things that he did. But no, he was not from this area at all, from North Carolina, and was known for his involvement at Kings Mountain and things like that. But no, nothing specific to this area, just in honor of him, as you see in many cases like Knoxville and Knox County and things like that are the same. That they didn't actually live in the area, but they were honored by naming the area after them.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting little tidbit of information. So what does the DAR have coming up that we need to let everybody know about?
Well, we are currently involved and have been for a period of time in the Vietnam Veterans commemorative 50 years. So we are 50 years since the Vietnam War, and we are recognizing any people who served during the November 1st, 1955 to May 15th, 1975, which is that time frame, regardless of location. You didn't necessarily have to be on soil in Vietnam. And we're presenting them with lapel pins and a certificate. And then we've started another program where we're recognizing the surviving spouses of veterans.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, and
Wonderful.
we had a very emotional several months back, but several women, and it doesn't have to be women, just spouses, were recognized, and it was very emotional to see them accepting the pin and the certificate as well. So,
Now, are you guys still collecting things for different projects? Because this would be a great time to tell people what you are collecting.
well, one of the things that we do, because historic preservation and education and patriotism are our tenets, so one of the things that we do is fundraising. So we have a garage sale. I'm not asking necessarily for people to provide things for the garage sale.
Back up to your garage
but
and
we,
fill it up.
but we would love for people to come to our garage sale, which actually is tomorrow, June 3rd.
Oh.
And so it's going to be, it's in a neighborhood, but it's behind the, let me see, I think it's the Church of, I want to be sure I say this correct, the Church of God Home Office. It's on the corner of Keith and 25th.
Okay.
So
Nice convenient location right there in the middle of town.
Yep, and there's a neighborhood back in there, and we'll have signs and that sort of
Okay.
thing. So
Well, I'm
So
glad
kind
you
of
told
close
us.
to the
Would love-
Greenway, right? And kind of behind the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah,
all
over in that area.
That area right there. There's a little neighborhood. So we'll be doing some fundraising through a yard sale, not a garage sale, a yard sale.
sale.
So I'm glad you asked about that.
So what else are you guys collecting? Because I know you have done shoeboxy kinds of things and sending things to soldiers and
So one of the things that we're involved in is one of our themes this year is Blanket Tennessee in Love. And so we have people making quilts or crocheted. I'm not a craftsy person, but we have had people making fidget blankets. Do you know what fidget blankets are?
I don't.
I think so. Aren't they just the little one, like with the little tassels, and like you might have like a button sewn onto it, or it's something like I mean, I had them for my little girls when they were babies. It's like buttons and different textures of fabric. Like maybe you'll have a square with like bumpy fabric.
And what do you do with it?
You just let them play. Like it's something that you can feel with, and you can like, when you don't have great mobility, you can like touch and feel. And
so we've given them to some of the assisted living facilities, and so for some people who are bound in a certain area, it just gives them something to kind of fiddle with.
Oh, nice.
That sort of thing. They're called fidget blankets. We make baby blankets. Like I say, not all DAR people are, crafty enough to do that.
I would not fall into that category.
Category either. But and we've shipped some over to a German military base. So we've honored some veterans with some that have had the patriotic red, white, and blue theme to the crocheting and things like that. And we've done Quilts of Valor. I don't know if you're familiar with Quilts of Valor or not, but that's a very touching ceremony to honor someone with one of those, and it has the different themes on it and recognizes their service on the back panel. So.
Yes.
Well, if you want to get involved with the DAR has so many programs. So if you are not a seamstress or a quilter, don't fret, because there are lots and lots of things that you can get involved with. I get this newsletter because my daughter and I are both involved, well, not as involved as we'd like to be, but we are in the DAR. And you can get all kinds of information when you are a member.
And if you are interested at all, if you just Google Ocoee Chapter DAR, we have a web page that has contact information, and you're welcome to.
I'm so proud at how active you guys are. It's amazing what all you do, and just continue. I'm amazed.
It's fun to be part of an organization that does reach out to the community and is involved in the community. And so that's one of the things that really keeps me active with this chapter, is that the chapter is active.
That's right.
So,
and it's nice that it's such a variety of people. There are all ages, all backgrounds, people with different interests, have plenty of places to plug in.
And that's the other thing that's nice about our chapter, is that we are involved in a lot of different things, but if you have an interest in historic preservation and you want to, we have a couple of women who have found a cemetery recently that they want to look into a little bit more into cleaning headstones and things like that.
I know you guys are involved in the Nancy Ward.
As a matter of fact, we have that coming up soon in October. So soon, but October, with the America 250, we're kind of ramping up for activities related to honoring patriots. And Nancy Ward is actually considered a patriot by the Daughters of the American Revolution. She was involved in kind of being the liaison between settlers and the Cherokee Nation peoples. And so she there is Nancy Ward State Park in Benton, in Polk County. And so this October we'll be placing another marker. This one will be the 250. And so we're excited about being able to participate in that, and recently had a cleanup day at the park where we weed the flower beds and lay down mulch and do things like that to keep it looking nice for visitors.
That's great.
Yeah, it's just one of the little
I know
things we do.
I really appreciate also all the wonderful partnership that you give to the museum.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. That's what you're talking about, things, and I have in my head saying, I think I need a placard for something. I could use some mulch. But no, you know, one of, I think, the most memorable events that y'all did with us is probably the flag that you brought in last year into our courtyard, that giant American flag that took up, I mean, really most of the courtyard, and we had a huge crowd of that. That was in celebration of Veterans Day last year, I
It was
believe.
Flag Day.
Flag Day, yes, Flag Day.
As a matter of fact, this year's Flag Day, we're planning to go out to Charleston Park, the Hoyt Berry Municipal Park in Charleston, and we're planning to place small flags, not the big one that we did last year, but small flags around the gazebo as well as in front of the stage and that sort of thing. So that's our Flag Day activity this year.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing all about the Ocoee chapter of the Tennessee Daughters of the American Revolution. We're about out of time for today.
Well, she has this poem that she was going to present she's going to share this with us and then present it to the radio station.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
Yeah,
Well,
so it's got beautiful artwork on it. If you guys are watching,
Shows the Tennessee flag as well as the bird and the state flower, and the state tree is the poplar, and I'm assuming that's the poplar, although you don't see the little flowers that help you identify the poplar. But I would love to read this poem to you, but I want to give you a little background on the poem as well, because we're talking about this is the 50th anniversary of when the state of Tennessee adopted this poem as the state poem. So this is the state poem.
I did not know that.
See, there you go.
You always
Hang
learn
with us.
something.
And the gentleman who wrote it is Admiral Lawrence, and he composed the poem during his 6 years as a POW in North Vietnam. After his release, he continued a long, distinguished career in the Navy, and he was a native of Nashville, Tennessee. But when he was in the Hanoi Hilton, and we've all heard that term before, he used thoughts of his childhood and areas of Tennessee to help give him the strength to carry on. And I would love to share this poem with you.
well, let's hear it.
So, O Tennessee, my Tennessee, O Tennessee, my Tennessee, what love and pride I feel for thee. You proud old state, the volunteer, your proud traditions I hold dear. I revere your many heroes who bravely fought our country's foes, renowned statesmen, so wise and strong, who served our country well and long. I thrill at thought of mountains grand, rolling green hills and fertile farmland, earth rich with stone, mineral, and ore, forests dense and wildflowers galore, powerful rivers that bring us light, deep lakes with fish and fowl in flight, thriving cities and industries, fine schools and universities, strong folks of pioneer descent, simple, honest, and reverent. Beauty and hospitality are the hallmarks of Tennessee, and o'er the world as I may roam, no place exceeds my boyhood home. And oh, how much I love to see my native land, my Tennessee.
That is a wonderful poem.
Well, and you can imagine, can't you just imagine what he went through and how these thoughts gave him strength and carried him through on a daily basis to eventually 6 years after captivity, come back into. And so that's part of what I love about, again, the DAR is recognizing not only the history of the Patriot ancestry, but of our veterans and our active military and all of those different things. And thank you so much for letting me share that. And
that was beautiful.
That was a beautiful poem.
The State Society has provided these for us, and we want to frame it, and I'll come back and present it to you.
And present it to the
that
radio station.
Yes,
Well,
absolutely.
I know that good old Steve Hartline will be very appreciative
He will
of
be
that.
appreciative.
I think he will really like it, and I'm sure they will treasure it here. So.
All right. Thank you
Very
so much
nice.
for having us today.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Once again, everybody get out and come downtown on these beautiful summer days. There's so many shops and places for you to enjoy in downtown Cleveland. You can stop by the museum and shop in our gift gallery, or go walk over to First Street Square and see the statue of Colonel Benjamin Cleveland. And of course, there's Friday festivals now too.
I am so excited
go
about
see
the
that.
Friday Festival. So the first one is tonight.
Is tonight. Ula, I think is the name.
It's a Jimmy Buffett tribute band.
Ula. I don't know why it's named Ula.
Is it really?
It's really named Ula.
I think I'd rather say the Jimmy Buffett tribute.
Hey, you know what? If you're curious about why it's named Ula, maybe you should go downtown tonight, First Street Square, and find out why.
Or Google
I'll
it.
see you there.
We'll see you there. See you next time on
See
the
you next
Bradley
time.
Beat. Bye.